So I just want to share something about honoring commitments, and I want to share this because, of course, as you guys know by now, I'm always looking for ways to better my life, better myself, and really just catapult myself forward into the life of my dreams. And honestly, to do that, there is a work that has got to be done, and I believe that there's a work that has to be done in all of us, and I think that each and every one of us have a different call to our life that allows the journey and the process of what we go through to be different. But what I want to talk about today is honoring commitments and honoring commitments to ourselves. And I think that this is a really important topic because in the field of sensual movement, when I work with women, one of the biggest things when a woman steps into my sanctuary, into our movement studio, into our safe and sacred space, is that she does not spend enough time caring for herself. So we have a factor of self-care here. But then we also have another factor. We have a factor of worthiness. I think that oftentimes for us as women, it is a lot harder to honor commitments that we make to ourselves. And what I mean by that is we tend to put ourselves on the back burner when it comes to the self-care aspect of things, when it comes to genuinely taking that time out to care for ourselves. You know, surveys across the board will tell you that most women feel like they don't have enough time for the little things because we're so busy giving so much of ourselves to make sure that everyone else is taken care of, whether that's our husbands, our children, our employers, our employees, our friends, our family, our parents, our pets, whatever it is, whoever it is that we're taking care of. They usually tend to take a priority over our own needs, wants, and desires. And some might say that's the way that it should be, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree. Because just like the example in the airplane, when the flight attendant gets up and she reads to you the instructions on what to do in the case of an emergency, and in the event of an emergency, when your oxygen mask falls down, you are supposed to grab that mask and first put it on yourself, make sure it's sealed and secure so that you can breathe, and then you assist the person next to you if they're having trouble or if they're a child. And some might say that's selfish, but sometimes, and in cases like this, maybe selfish is better. If you are not your best, if you are not 100%, you cannot possibly give 100% to somebody else. Therefore, the metaphor of the oxygen mask in an airplane serves as a great reminder to us that we have to first take care of ourselves. When I say making a commitment to yourself, I'm talking about those little things that we say that we want to do, that we need to do, that we have to do, but for some reason can't seem to get it up there on the priority list high enough that we actually accomplish it and get it done. How many months have you been saying you want to get into that bikini, and here the summer has come and gone and you are still in the same boat that you started? How many of us have been saying that we're going to go back to school so that we can get a better education because there's a job out there that you want to get, but you still haven't enrolled yourself in school? How many of us keep saying, I have to declutter, I have to go through my stuff, I have to get rid of some things, I have to clean up because the mess is driving me crazy and everything is still looking like a complete hot mess? How many of us are sitting in a relationship that we've said multiple times that I don't know why I'm here, I don't know what I'm doing here, I don't belong here, I don't need to be here, yet and still we haven't left? How many of us are so stressed because we just want to say no to people sometimes, but we constantly keep on saying yes, 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 even when we don't want to, because we're people pleasers? So, I mean, there are so many ways in which we cannot honor a commitment to ourselves. For me, I started to realize that I struggle with and have a problem honoring commitments to myself when I decided that I wanted to go on a weight loss journey. Taking on a weight loss journey is not overnight I thought about this and I'm gonna do it tomorrow and everything's gonna be great and I'm gonna lose 20 pounds and I'm gonna be looking fly and sexy as fuck and everything's gonna be... No. The thought, perfect. The excitement, perfect. The motivation and the will and the desire, perfect. All of that is perfect. But without setting that up as a priority, without making a commitment to get it done, without first making a commitment to lose weight, a commitment to something measurable, and then setting it up as a priority to make sure that we get there, it usually won't tend to happen. It won't fall together. It'll be nothing more than an excited vision that you have inside of your head, but a vision without action is nothing. It takes action, and action is honoring the commitments. That is the action step, to actually create whatever it takes to follow through on what it is that you are committing yourself to. That means making it a priority. That means taking a look at your list of priorities. That means rearranging some things, reorganizing some things. Your priority list should be one of those things that is constantly fluctuating between what is most important and what is not. Because as you're getting things done, and as you're honoring commitments, and as you're hitting your goals, and as you're accomplishing the things in your life and on your list, it should be knocking things off, and other things should be moving up, or other things should be being added as life sees fit. So, honoring commitments to self. When I say I'm going to take a bath on Friday night with deliciously scented bubbles and candles from Bath & Body Works and Spotify blasting through the tunes that are sitting on the countertop playing off my iPod. When I say that I want to take 30 minutes of alone time to myself to just enjoy that bath, because it doesn't happen often and my body is telling me that that is what it needs. And then Friday comes and I'm feeling a little bit lazy. Everything seems to be dragging. The kids aren't quite in bed yet. All of these other things come up. I'm talking on the phone. I'm chit-chatting away. Oh, my favorite show is getting ready to come on. And then I skip that bath. And I think it's no big deal. And it doesn't really matter that much because, hey, it was just a bath. But it was something that I wanted to do. And a bath, you guys, is one of those very sensual and very necessary things that a woman needs to do. Baths should always be a tool in your self-care box. They just should be. They have to be. Because they're not something that you get to do where you soak your stress away and they're therapeutic for the body, for the muscles. They relieve tension. Baths can be aroma therapeutic when you incorporate essential oils or even just your favorite fragrance inside of your tub. Honoring commitments to ourselves means that when I say I know that I need to lose 25 pounds because my back hurts and I don't feel the way that I used to, and I wake up tired and I'm dragging and it whoops my ass to walk up 2 flights of stairs to get to work, and I know that I need to turn my health around and really take charge of that and make it a priority into my life. So what I'm going to do this week is clean out my refrigerator, and I'm going to go grocery shopping, and I'm only going to put the things that are going to be good for my body into the house. But first, you got to know what those good things are for your body, right? Which means you got to be spending some time with yourself. But honoring that commitment means that one day this week you make the time to go figure out the situation in your refrigerator and go pick out the proper foods from the store, and you meal plan and you set yourself up for success. You prioritize what you need to do so that you can honor that commitment. Because here's the thing, when a friend calls you up and says, hey, we're having drinks on Friday night because it's so-and-so's birthday and you got to make sure that you're there, don't forget to come out, it's going to be at 8 o'clock at such and such lounge. Okay. You write it down in your calendar, you put it into your phone, it's also in your social media because everybody sends invites on Facebook to things, right? And there it is there. You now have made a commitment to be somewhere. And what happens on that day when it rolls around? You're excited and you go and you show up for that friend. Or there's a funeral coming up and you've got to be there, and you put it in your calendar and you show up for that family member. You make a doctor's appointment and you put it in your planner, you put it in your date book, and that becomes a commitment that you've made to go and take care of your health. And on the day that your appointment comes up, you show up because you honored that commitment. We honor and we keep appointments for everybody else, but we tend to put our appointments, our commitments, and oftentimes our priorities on the back burner. We count them as less than. They're not as valuable to us as they should be. So today I want to encourage you to take a look at your priorities. Do you even have a list of priorities? And if you do, what is on it? What is the number one thing on your priority list? And why is that your top priority? Is that still your top priority? Are you at a different season in life where that priority can be knocked off? What are your priorities? And then once you figure those out, let's make some commitments. How do we attempt to knock these priorities off the list? How do we get these things done that are the most important things in our lives? Because that's what your priorities are. That's what your top priorities are, is the things that are musts, those most important things in your life that must be done. How do we knock those off the list? What commitments do we make? What appointments do we need to set up with ourselves and honor them and keep them? So I challenge you this week to take a look at your priorities and make one commitment to yourself. And this one commitment to yourself can be, on Saturday, I'm going to drink nothing but water. And as you make that commitment to yourself today, understand that when Saturday comes and your friends invite you out, when Saturday comes and your parents show up to your house with wine, when Saturday comes and the plans don't go quite according to what you thought, that you hold fast to your commitment to yourself and still honor it and still only drink water on Saturday. You see how that works? Honoring your commitments to yourself, putting yourself first, making sure you're important, making sure what you want is important and you're taking the necessary steps to get there. Let's make commitments. Maybe your commitment looks like, I'm going to get to the gym for 1 hour this week. And I don't really like to use numbers because I feel like sometimes numbers set us up for failure. When I say I'm going to get to the gym 3 times this week and I only go twice because of circumstances, I now automatically feel like a failure and I start focusing on the fail. The fact that I didn't get 3, that I didn't hit that number 3. So you want to set your priorities and you want to set your goals and you want to set your commitments around things that are tangible, but try to stay away from numbers. But maybe I want to be at the gym for a specific amount of time this week. And now maybe that time frame falls in 1 day, or maybe that time frame falls over the course of several days. But the time frame is what I am aiming to accomplish here. The time frame is the commitment that I'm making to myself. Maybe I make a commitment to clean up my space, to declutter. Maybe I make a commitment to finally leave this job that I know I'm not appreciated and underpaid because something else better is out there for me and I don't have to hold on to this space because I think that that's all that I can get. Commitments, you guys. Making commitments and honoring the commitments that you make to yourself. Thank you guys for listening. I hope that this was motivating and encouraging to somebody out there. As always, it is my intention to motivate, inspire, uplift, and help you transform into your better version of yourself. All while I'm trying to transform into a better version of myself. Hey, I'm not the guru. I'm just your friend. I will catch you guys in the next one.